Hi writers, Mrs. Malstadt here. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here today. So writers, we've been working so hard on our personal narratives. Remember my friend Olivia who wrote the personal narrative or that story about when she went sledding in Central Park with Alejandra and Balin? And unfortunately, Alejandra and Olivia hit a big bump and ended up not winning the race. Look at all of this work that we've done to make our story better and better. We've added in some transition words. We've checked our punctuation and capitalization. We even tried out some different beginnings to see which one would hook our reader the most. And we've also added tension to the story right when the problem gets worse, by really expanding our ideas and showing the feelings of our characters and adding even more details. Something else that we even tried was to think about the internal story of what's happening with the characters and to show how the character feels during these different parts of the story. So, writers, today I want to teach you how we can end our stories in a way that wraps our writing up and leaves our reader with a final thought. So today we're going to think about endings and conclusions. So we want to first think, what is your last sentence? And does your ending wrap things up? So one way that you can wrap things up at the end is you can reflect on a lesson learned. Another way you might choose to end your personal narrative is to show a final feeling. Or you could even end by leaving a picture in your reader's mind. So let's first start by taking a look at Olivia's last sentence to see if it wraps things up, and then we can try out some of these different endings. So to end Olivia's story, she says, "It slowed us down. Balin was in the lead. In the end, Alejandra tried, but Balin won." Okay, so her story makes sense in the order. We can see that there is something that happens at the end of the race. But I'm wondering if we could make it even better. So if we were going to reflect on a lesson learned, maybe Olivia could say something like, "I reminded myself that all that matters is we tried our best." Do you see how that is a lesson that the writer learned and they're passing that lesson on to their reader? Another way is to show that final feeling. So sometimes we can tell our readers how we feel, but we can also show them how we feel with our actions and facial expressions, or even with our words. So we could say, "I dug my hands into my pockets as I watched Balin pump his fists in the air. He yelled with excitement, high-fiving our friends at the finish line. I gave Alejandra an encouraging smile." And that final feeling and using the idea of showing can also leave a picture in your reader's mind. So another way that we could show feelings but also leave a picture in our reader's mind is to say something like, "I heard Balin yelling, 'I win, I win.' I took a deep breath as I fought back tears. Then I high-fived Alejandra and gave her an encouraging smile." And writers, we could even combine some of these ideas. So, for example, I could leave this picture in my reader's mind, but I could also add on the lesson learned to make it even better. So you can even combine some of these ideas. Let's see how those two ideas combined would sound at the end of Olivia's story. "In the end, Alejandra tried, but Balin won." So instead, we might say, I heard Balin yelling, I win, I win. I took a deep breath as I fought back tears. Then I high-fived Alejandra and gave her an encouraging smile. I reminded myself that all that matters is we tried our best. What do you think, writers? Did that help improve the ending of my story? I like the way it sounds. So, as you look at your writing today, I encourage you to first start by rereading your writing, but then think, what is your last sentence? And does your ending wrap things up? Here's 3 strategies that you can try. And if you need to go back and rewind and look at my examples to help you with your ending, then feel free to do that. Happy writing!